Hope Channel, changing lives.
Hello, my name is Evie. We are in the studios of Hope TV Ghana, and this is your favorite show on your screen, Real Talk. Today, we have a very interesting story with us, sent us by a young lady who is obviously in need of help from maybe a lawyer, maybe pastors, maybe friends, and even family. Because you can never be an island as a man. You need close family, you need help once in a while. So her story is such that you would question certain things, you would wonder why this happened, why some parents can be very conniving, very unsupporting, and someone will say very wicked, because you wouldn't expect a mother or a father to treat one's child this way. But this is the world we live in, where people do things for their own benefits. We are always selfish and sometimes do not show care to other people. This is Real Talk. My name is Evie. Obviously, I have with me panelists in the studio and joining me virtually as well. We are still in the season of COVID-19, trying to practice some safe protocols. So I have with me only one person in the studio, and we are keeping our distance from each other. I would encourage you to wash your hands with water and soap, to use your hand sanitizers, to wear your face masks, and always keep a distance from people. We are trying to keep safe and leave the rest to God. Today's story was sent to us by a young lady. She actually reached out to us through our WhatsApp number. You can also do the same. WhatsApp number, email address, Hope TV, Facebook. You can send your message and we'll make sure we find you just the right people to have the right conversation, give you the best solution at the end of the day. Someone will say when a man and a woman get pregnant, obviously, the woman is the one that suffers most. Why? She carries the baby. It shows on her. When a man is walking in town, nobody knows he has a child. He's gotten a woman pregnant. But a woman cannot hide pregnancy. They will say, you can't hide it. It is on you. So sometimes the women are left with the burden, with the trauma, with the embarrassment, especially out of wedlock. Our society is also not very forgiving when it comes to these things. I have a lawyer with me who shows us our rights, what to do. I call her my resident lawyer because I fall on her whenever I have a case that needs a lawyer to come and dissect and find the right solution. It's no other person than Jackie Asante Mensah. Jackie.
Yes, Evie.
Welcome to the studio once again.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
I am so happy to have you because I feel like you are all for women and you fight. It's not that she's not for the men, but sometimes we, the women, we need her more.
Yes.
And she's here to fight, show us our rights, let us know you cannot be treated like this. I'm sure you're ready for the story.
I'm ready.
I can see that.
Yes, I can't wait for us to start.
Jackie is the one with me in the studio, but I have 3 people joining me virtually as well. All the way from the UK, I have Gilda Mensah. If you can hear me, say hi to myself and my viewers.
Hello.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm all right. And yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. How is COVID treating you?
Well, we heard that UK was running on one of the highest numbers. At the moment, I would say we've had it under control. The vaccines are rolling out.
Okay.
And so I think we are leading in the European countries when it comes to the vaccines. So hopefully we get out of this predicament soon.
Okay. Have you been administered? Have you taken the vaccine?
Yes, I've had my first dose.
How did you feel? How did you feel? Like, were there any symptoms?
Well, yes. So I had the minor symptoms, cough, not severe cough, but just tiny bits of cough. And also feverishness, headache, tiredness. It lasted for just 2 days, and then I was fine afterwards.
Oh, okay. You are the first person I know that has gotten the COVID vaccine, so I'm excited to hear your experience. Thank you once again for joining us, and I hope you're ready for the discussion, and you say it as it is.
Sure.
Welcome to Real Talk once again. Okay, so the next person is from the US. That is Edith. Edith Enchi Ejakwa. Edith, if you can hear me, please say hi.
Hello, Evie.
How are you doing? Okay, how are you doing? I didn't get what you said, but how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Have you also taken the COVID-19 vaccine, or you haven't taken yours yet?
Not yet. I'm still in line to take it.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for some time.
Okay.
And I'll take it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's nice to know. Welcome to Real Talk, and I hope you have a good time discussing the story.
Thank you so much. I feel privileged to be on your show.
Oh, thank you, and you're welcome. All the way from Techiman in Ghana, I have Clifford. Clifford, I do say, if you can hear me, please say hi.
Hi.
Hi, Clifford. I still cannot see your face. I hope we get this sorted out.
Yeah,
Good evening. Okay, sure. Welcome to Real Talk.
Thank you very much, madam.
I hope you're ready for the discussion.
Very, very, very ready.
Oh, okay. I can see you're very, very ready. So, guys, these are my panelists. Jackie, my residence lawyer. I have Edith, I have Gilda, and I have Clifford, and myself, Evie. We'll have to take a look at our story. Do not go anywhere. We'll show our story. Then we'll come back into the studio and have the discussion. We'll be right back. Back. I am sure you just heard our story. I told you it was an interesting one. So this girl, she had a boyfriend. She said they slept together once. She got pregnant. They informed parents. Guy's parents were not really happy, but the guy did confess that, oh yes, this is my child. And so they accepted. They don't live in the same region. And so she had to tell her church, because obviously she held positions. She was sanctioned. She had to drop the titles. The boy was supposed to do same, but he did not. The parents did not go ahead and do that. She was pregnant, and now they come and tell her, oh, our son is impotent, so he cannot marry you. Fast forward, he's married. And she's like, what is going on? You got me pregnant. In this our society, when you are pregnant with a child or when you have a child, your chances of having a man is almost like limited or reduced, because they would say you have a child. And now you leave her in this position and you go ahead and go and marry another person. So she feels cheated and wants to know what she should do or what she can do and her options, whether she has a case or not. But Jackie, what is your general take on this story? Is it a common story? Do you hear it often?
Yes, I mean, we've had issues like this for centuries and centuries and centuries. And so it's disappointing that over the years, society hasn't learned anything. Young men and women haven't learned anything, you know, from the experiences of people who have come before us. Because this is not the first time that a lady has been impregnated by a gentleman and he's denying paternity, or the family is not supportive, you know, because it didn't happen within the institution of marriage.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm very disappointed. It's unfortunate that it's still happening, and that makes me quite unhappy, because at the end of the day, the child suffers and the woman also suffers. And the man is excused from the responsibilities. So, I mean, it's an unfortunate situation. Yeah.
But I'll go ahead and ask again, why do you think men get away easily with these things? Because you said that is your child. Yeah. In the story, she says he doesn't call, he doesn't take care of the child. If there's any support, it's from his parents. They'll probably send food stuff and grocery now and then. But as to him being active in the child's life, you don't find him. He doesn't call, he doesn't. Why, in your own opinion, why do men find it so easy to walk away from their responsibilities?
Okay, so I think it's two things. First, the opinion of society, you know, on women and men. Men are seen as superior. They deserve to be protected, shielded. Women are not really counted, you know. So if anything should happen, the woman is always blamed, and then the man is excused. There are instances where somebody is pregnant, and then the first question will be, oh, are you sure you didn't trap him? Oh, and so what were you wearing? People are raped, and you know, all those things. It's because of the society in which we are, like the African traditional society. And then the second one is that we women allow the men to go scot-free. We allow them to escape the responsibility. Because you, the woman, you should have control over your body. It is your body. You know, until you are married, you shouldn't just open gates, allow any man, any caliber of, you know, riffraff to just come and use your body, abuse it. It is a form of abuse. That's how I see it. You understand? Because we do something, and then at the end of the day, there is a repercussion, and then you leave me.
Right.
You know, only because I allowed you, unless it is a rape case. But we are going out, you, the woman, set boundaries. No sex before marriage. Even forget about the religious aspects. You know, look at the pros and cons. Having sex with this man, having sex with him unprotected, what am I really going to gain from it? Nothing. Once you get pregnant, he hides somewhere, he denies you, he denies the child, and you suffer only because you allowed him. So it's two things. Society's views on, you know, gender, and then the fact that women continuously put ourselves in situations where, you know, it doesn't benefit us.
Right.
We allow the men to do whatever they want.
Right,
yes.
right. Thank you so much. Gilda, I'll come to you. Your general take on the story. And if you have any more opinion on why men find it so easy to get up, get you pregnant, get up, pick their bags and go, and then that is it. And you are left with a child.
Well, I wouldn't say that men get away with it entirely, okay? In as much as women are ridiculed the most when pregnancies come up and they have to be single mothers, men have a way of also paying for what they have done, like we are doing right now, hitting their backs for not taking responsibility as they should. In general, I think, like the lady said before, we women put ourselves in the situation where men will take advantage of us and then abuse us, like she said. And then at the end of the day, they go away scot-free because we put ourselves there.
Right.
And so I think when you put yourself in a situation and then the time comes for you to take responsibilities, you need to swallow the hard pill, regardless of how difficult it is. I'm not being mean, I'm sorry, but you put yourself in that situation. Before you open your legs for a man to be with you, you should know if a child comes out of this, I'm ready to take full responsibilities because, first of all, I'm not married to this man. But if you're not ready to take care of the child by yourself, then you should use protection, or better still, abstain from premarital sex.
Okay. Edith, do you have the same opinion? And I would go further and ask, what, in your opinion, as a young lady, the role of a parent? I mean, parents find out that the kids, obviously their son got a daughter pregnant. Somebody would think that as a mother, as a father, you would take the initiative, make sure that the woman is okay, make sure your child does the right thing. But in this story, we see the exact opposite, where they are rather coming up with stories and hiding details and shielding their son. What do you think is the role of a parent in this particular situation, especially for the sons that get women pregnant? What should parents do? Your general take, and then any other comments you have from the previous questions asked.
Okay, I'll say a very good evening to you and all viewers. This story, when I read it, it was just sad to me. The lady is really hurt because she feels she is in this all alone. But I have a lot of questions. How come the guy in question is rather enjoying and he's even married, although the whole point of not accepting this pregnancy is because of his supposedly impotence, but he went ahead to marry anyway. And to me, it's just absurd. And I think the lady being sanctioned and the guy being allowed to marry, it's a whole lot. But what I can say is the guy needs to be held accountable, and the impotence issue is just an excuse to not accept his responsibility. And also about the role of parents when their sons get pregnant, when their son gets a woman pregnant. Parents should encourage their sons, their children, to do the right thing. And the right thing here is asking their son to own up, to take responsibility for the pregnancy. Or settling down with a lady if that was agreed during the time of the relationship. But now he's already married, so he can add the lady to himself. So what he can do right now is the parents should encourage their son to own up and accept his daughter and take care of that child. So that's what I can say. Parents should do the encouragement.
Okay. Clifford, you're a man. Hopefully you haven't got the one pregnant that you're not taking care of her and the child, but as a man, why is it so easy for men to walk away from their responsibility when they get women pregnant? And I don't know what you have to say on that. And when one day your child gets someone pregnant, as a parent, what would you do? Would you be like this parent where you go and lie and say your child is impotent, only for us to hear that he's getting married? I can't really understand how they sat down and said, oh, let's go and tell her that he's impotent. So that shoes. I don't get the whole thing. But Clifford, as the only man in our studio today, what is your take?
Yeah, thank you very much, Evie. Sorry that my camera is really disturbing me, but I would like to talk about this. Okay. Not necessarily that we are running away from issue. You know, one thing is that most men do not get away when it comes to certain issues. This is because if you allow your parents to be aware of whatever that you are doing, I think there are certain things you not hide from them. Looking at this issue, when I read the story, I was so sad to the point that how come a gentleman like our brother in this story behave like this? It's high time men, we need to take absolute responsibility of our actions. We need to take that. And again, we need not to let the ladies bear these consequences alone. We need to always support them, help them, so that they will be fine, and it will be a blessing unto us. That is my take on that.
Okay, thank you so much, Clifford, for that. The only man in the studio says you have to take a responsibility and it will be a blessing. I hope the men are listening to their brother advise them today. But, Jackie,
yes,
let's come to the church. So the church, they sanctioned her, took away the title, the positions. I'm sure what they ask you to sit at the back or so, and you have to come and everybody knows that, oh, you are the one that's pregnant out of wedlock, the embarrassment. What would you say on that? I mean, do you think there are ways around this, or still they should go ahead? And how does the woman get sanctioned and the guy gets away with it and the parents don't go and say anything? Do you think the girl should have, because she says they don't live in the same region, so that is a bit of a problem. But should she have gone ahead and say, hey, he got me pregnant, if you have sanctioned me, you should sanction him as well?
Definitely. Okay, so let me start with the general take on the church's, sanctions.
Yes.
So, the church is an organization, okay? Every organization have their rules, they have their beliefs, their do's and don'ts. Why? So that it will set the organization apart.
Right.
So for churches, we are talking about Christians, okay? Our belief is that we are following in the footsteps of Christ.
Yes.
And that comes with some rules, okay? And getting pregnant out of wedlock is not accepted. It is not an acceptable behavior in the Christian fraternity. Why? Because we don't want it to become a rampant thing. You understand? Christians are supposed to be virtuous, A, B, C, and D. We are supposed to be married, do things properly, so that the world will emulate. And so I cannot blame any organization for having any set of rules. You choose to join the organization. You understand? So once you join, you should know that these are the things that I can face or I can go through should I go against the organization's rules. If you can't do it, my sister, pack your bags and leave the organization and then live your life, in peace. So I think that for most churches, they would disfellowship you. So if you hold any position, they take it away. Then you can't participate in any programs and so on and so forth. My take on that is that... But you can come to church? Yes, you can come to church. Okay. As far as I am concerned, I don't know about every church, but the few churches that I know, especially the Orthodox churches, most of the charismatic churches, you can come to church. Yes, Adventists. You can come, sit, and join the, enjoy the service, fellowship, and everything. However, I think that the punishment alone is not helpful. Okay, the punishment should be on one side, and then it should come with some help or some comfort. Just as Jesus did it. I mean, you will sin, he will forgive you, okay, and you will face the consequences. Yeah, it's not like, okay, you will not be forgiven and you will face the consequences on top of it. So when somebody goes into such a situation, the woman, you are facing a lot of psychological problems. This is not how I wanted my life to play out. I'm sure this lady is she would not be more than 25 in my estimation, maybe 26. So she's still young, the prime of her life. She thought she had fallen in love. Maybe she wasn't even ready for this thing, but somehow the man, and then she gave in. Now she's pregnant. She has decided to keep the child instead of aborting. A lot of people abort to hide what they've done. So for the fact that she has decided to keep the child, and that's not a decision I'm sure she made lightly. Right. You understand? I mean, she's gone wrong. Yes, punish her, but don't let her feel ostracized. Don't let her feel rejected, abandoned. She's the worst of all sinners. I think that the church should modify their approach to the punishment. So I know for some churches, they announce it. They'll come and stand. Yes. I think that is just too much of an embarrassment. The person is already pregnant. It will show, as you said at the beginning. I mean, it will show. So you don't need to come and announce it. And I know some churches, they will say Sister A and Sister B went to have sex and they've committed fornication and she is pregnant as a result. It's not necessary. I think the church board can meet such a person and let the person know, okay, you are being sanctioned for 3 months. You know, and then you tell the church leaders. I think that should be enough. And then you should have counselors in the church. I always say this. Refer the person to a counselor. Get a mentor or a mother figure for the person. Somebody who will stand behind her and then him if he's, you know, game, and then support them through it. The church should show love and kindness through the punishment so that once they get out of it, they will learn more than just feeling, you know, rejected and, you know, everything. So that is my take on that. And then as to whether the lady should have reported, I think she should have. She should have, because this is where the guy's parents come to you and tell you that, oh, go and tell your church elders
we will
that
do same.
My son is not marrying you, and so we will do same. Then you go and tell, and they don't. That is like the second strike. My sister, please ring your church pastor, your district pastor, overseer, your papa, whoever it is, and then let them know that, oh, this is the situation.
Right.
You see, because if we are sitting here and we are saying that men should be held accountable, this is one of the ways. Let the pastor know. Let him also face the drum. We are not saying that marry the lady. Marriage is a separate, you know, thing. And so even forcing somebody to marry somebody because they are pregnant, I don't subscribe to that. They've already made one mistake. Don't force them into making another one that may destroy the destinies of 2 people and innocent children. But then she should have reported. If she hasn't done that, she should report. I wish I knew the pastor's number.
You'd have called on your behalf. Please, all right, so if you're listening, Jackie is ready to do that for you. You don't need to go through the stress. Just send a number. She'll call on your behalf. But Gilda, I mean, would you agree with Jackie, the church's stance on punishment, and if the lady should have gone ahead and called the guy's church and said, hey, your son did this to me, I am at home or I can't go to church, he needs to also face the punishment, because it's not fair. I mean, it takes 2 to tango, and now only one is carrying the punishment. She's already carrying the obvious embarrassment. I mean, they need to go through this together. Do you agree? Gilda, are you there? Okay, then I'll come to you. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So I said Jackie made a lot of valid points when she was explaining before. In regards to the church creating a support group to support the lady when everything had gone sour. Honestly, even if you're a church member, okay, and then before something like this happens to you, you hardly find a support group unless you grew up in that particular church. We say these kind of things when tragedies like this happen, just to help the church create that awareness for them to listen. If only they would listen, that would be the best thing that we could do for the girl, because already she would be going through a lot of trauma. And well, if I were the girl, I would definitely go to the guy's church and then tell them that he impregnated me and I've informed my church, I've been sanctioned, and he needs to receive some form of punishment from his church as well. I cannot bear it alone. It's not fair. Honestly, I would have gone to the church to inform them.
Okay. I think everybody's agreeing. But Edith, are you also of the same opinion? And then the church's stance on punishment.
Yeah, I agree with both Jackie and Gilda. And on the church stance, I believe that those kind of punishments are to serve as deterrent to others. That we don't find young unmarried people bringing forth babies without the right parental structures. I always say that we all sin, just that we've not been caught yet. And this lady's so evident, and she's facing the drum. And I know laws are there to protect us, to prevent us from falling into hurtful situations, such as this lady's story. However, when the damage is already done, like this lady's story, the church should serve as a hospital to heal the wound and heal broken hearts. So, and because of this, the faith we have in the church, we are of different levels, right? Some people will face punishment and then they'll be all right. They'll bounce back after they faced all the sanction. They will bounce back and be stronger than they were before.
Right.
And others will take this punishment and they will leave the church, and that means we failed them in that sense.
Yeah.
We have left and we have lost a soul. So whichever way we look at it, I believe that punishment to correct a bad behavior or to correct a mistake should be done with empathy and with love.
Right.
And as everybody said, the guy should also face some kind of punishment. We can't just allow him. He is married. He is just enjoying, and the lady is facing all this all alone. We can't allow that to happen.
Yeah, we can't allow that to happen. But Clifford, can you hear me? Okay, so I seem to have lost Clifford. I can't hear him. I can't see him. I don't know what is going on. Yes, you are back.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, so I was asking your take on that, the church's stance on punishment, and if the girl should have gone ahead and reported the guy that he needs to also face the same sanctions, whatever titles he holds, they should strip it off and what have you.
All right. Our churches, I think, want to promote chastity and build justice in the house of the Lord. But I think they should sometimes extend the time given and do the intensive investigation when it comes to marriage issues. There has been instances where people are raped, and due to fear and stigmatization, they find it very difficult to inform the church, so they will run away. The church needs to be very careful, especially not to judge people in that situation, not to be too judgmental in that situation. My sister Riley said something beautiful. The church serves as an hospital for us. So when someone moves wayward, the church needs such people with empathy, with love, with all the things that will motivate the person to stay within the church. I think that will be helpful to that person.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, guys, the story is getting interesting, the discussion is getting interesting. There's a very important part of it that I want Jackie to address. That's if she has a case before the law and how she will seek redress before we come to the societal help when someone gets pregnant, and if she should leave it to the Lord, vengeance is of the Lord. We have to go for a quick break. When we come back, Jackie will break it down for us how she can seek redress, and if indeed she has a case to take this guy up, and whatever compensation she deserves will be given to her. Do not go anywhere. This is Real Talk. We'll be right back.
For the lack of knowledge you will perish, as the Bible says in Hosea 4 verse 6.
The grace, the blood of Jesus is there for us. So I can't be sick, I can't be poor, I cannot suffer affliction.
Jesus told you, be faithful unto death to receive the crown of life. We have to go through tribulation, we have to go through problems, because there will be no crown without a cross.
The verse says that we will go through afflictions because of his name's sake.
Yes.
There are lots of eye-opening discussions to prepare you for the second coming.
Studios of Hope TV, we are still discussing this very interesting story on Real Talk today. A lady that got pregnant, and obviously church sanctioned her, but the guy was not sanctioned because he did not inform the church of what he had done. And now the parents came and said, oh, our son cannot marry you because he's impotent now. And fast forward, he's getting married. And she's like, but what sort of coconut story is this? 1 minute he's impotent and because of that he can't marry me. The next moment he is getting married. And he was supposed to have surgery a whole lot of story. Now she's left with a child. This guy has moved on and he's married, going to start a family. She feels cheated, and she wants to know if she has a case. Jackie, does she have a case?
Yeah, she has a case.
The law can say
yes,
okay.
yes.
Please tell us exactly how the law can help her.
Okay, so I think the last time I was here, we were talking about children.
Yes.
Okay, and I said that parents have a duty to take care of their children.
Yes.
And so this gentleman who is not contributing to anything, because she said is the gentleman's parents rather who send her groceries from time to time.
Yes.
You know, but a child, you need money to take care of a child from conception. You know, she has to go to the hospital, she has to buy drugs. If she hasn't delivered yet, you never know, she may need cesarean, you know, and all that costs so much. She, the mother, has to eat well. And guess whose responsibility it is? The man. You know, and so what she can do is that she can go to court. We have the family tribunal, which is also part of the magistrate's court. She can go there and then file a complaint, you know, against this gentleman, so that the court will compel him to provide for her.
Okay.
So she can let the courts know that, okay, every month I need this amount of money. My hospital bill is this amount and that amount and that amount. And the man will be compelled to pay all that because you are the father.
Yes.
So you'll be compelled to pay that, you know, so that the lady can at least relax a bit. You know, when the man is supporting, you know, then you can relax. If this gentleman refuses to obey the court's orders, then the lady can go further and cite him for contempt of court. You've disrespected the court, and that one you'll be arrested immediately. Yes. So she should go to court. Even this issue with impotency, you know, if the man is saying he's impotent, he's just saying, I am denying paternity. I am impotent, meaning I cannot impregnate a woman. And so that child you are carrying is not mine. You see, so she even
But how can he confess that indeed it's mine and come and say that now I'm impotent?
Yes.
What sort of behavior is this?
Yes. So the court can order for a paternity test to be done. We do it all the time. Yes, and then based on that, the man is ordered to maintain the child, if the child is born, or maintain the pregnant woman, you know, and then the child when it is born. If maybe the man decides to go AWOL, hide somewhere or whatever, whenever she's able to find him or they are able to serve him the court process, okay, they can calculate for you from the time the lady was pregnant, you know, the cost involved for you to pay. So I think that, gentlemen, this is a free legal advice. Please avail yourself. Avail yourself so that you can avoid all these, you know, things, embarrassment, and so on and so on. You know, so the lady, you know, she should be confident. She can go to court. The court is there to help, you know, people who are helpless and voiceless.
Right.
She should go there, find a good lawyer, and then, you know, the lawyer would advise you as to what to do and lead you through the process, so that at least you have some peace of mind.
So please, I know you are listening. You have a case, because she kept asking, do I have a case? You do have a case. And then, like,
again, she hasn't spoken about marriage.
No, she has not.
But in case the gentleman had promised to marry her,
you know, when I posted this story, someone said to me, say UPSA law school, just say a man who withdraws from an agreement to marry a woman who has had a child for him should compensate her in damages because her market value has been diminished. Is this thing true?
Yes, but I mean, I would tell every lady, even if you've had 10 children, okay, your market value hasn't diminished.
Thank you.
Get up and hold yourself up and do something for yourself. It's not, you know, the end of you. You know, so if a man promises to marry you and then later doesn't do it for no apparent reason, you know, and In this case, she did not state it, but
No.
I'm just saying, you know, if that had been the case, then she could also sue him for breach of promise to marry. Maybe you've given me an engagement ring. You've told me you marry me. You've gone to tell my parents you will marry me. All sorts of things. Everybody knows that.
It is you and I.
Yes. You know, your mom calls me in-law and all that, and all that. And then you just decide not to marry me. You've breached that promise. So you can sue him separately for damages. Damages is an amount of money that you would ask the court to compel the other party to pay to you, to compensate you for that pain and trauma that he has put you through. So if that is the case today, my lady, I think that
a lot of women are allowing themselves to be taken advantage of.
Yes.
We don't know this because guys,
but you would have to prove it. You can't just say that. You have to prove it.
When I have a WhatsApp message that says,
"Oh, please,
marry
WhatsApp
you."
message,"
it's not good enough.
No. It has to be something significant. You know, maybe he proposed to you in the presence of other people. You know, there is a ring. Maybe he's gone to see your parents. There are some people who do that. "Oh, madam, I want to marry your daughter. I'm traveling, so I want you to know that, you know, I'm the gentleman coming to marry your daughter. Please don't let her, you know, don't accept drinks from any other person," and all those things. So you'd have to prove it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, I mean, once you have enough proof, yes, and the court is convinced, you get your damages.
Right. I am so happy about this free legal advice that we are getting on this show, Real Talk. I am very excited about it. So our women, do not think that anybody can take advantage of you. And even the men, because there are some women that are taking advantage of men. So the men as well, please, this is for you too. But Edith, I'll ask you, society, when people get pregnant out of wedlock, you said something beautiful that we all sin, just that we haven't been caught yet. So in this case where this lady did not abort, she kept the baby, and now society wants to laugh at her. And some of the people that are laughing at her have even done 5 abortions. And you think you're a better human being than her because of what? She decided to keep her pregnancy. So please, what would you tell by society, friends, family, that we decide to laugh at people who get pregnant out of wedlock? The tag, born one. This one there, nobody would want her. What is your advice for people like that, or society in general?
What I can say is, you know, people who go through this, they're already in pain, right? And if they are given that second chance, they wouldn't have taken those choices. They'll rethink their choices. So there's no need for you to rub it in. They're already suffering. So what I can say is, we should cut down on that, especially the Ghanaian society. We should cut down on the rubbing it in, like ridiculing and shaming them. We should rather use them as resources, okay? You can make this lady a resource where she will educate the youth so that people will not go through the experiences she has gone through, or the pain she is going through right now. And that will even make us a better society because she has all the support and she's being used as a resource to help the up and coming youth. So that's what I can say.
Right. Gilda, what is your advice for society when it comes to this?
Well, my advice will go to the society of women who are going through this or who have had this kind of experience. First of all, you need to heal, okay? Because before you can go, you need to let the past be. Learn from what you have gone through. The lady at this point knows that the man doesn't want her anymore. And so if she heals, she makes a better start for the child and herself. That way she can open doors to find another person. Like you said, if you've had 10 children, it doesn't mean your market is over. There are people who would admire you and still want to be with you. And so any woman who has gone through this should first take the time to heal herself and then open the doors to meet other people. And then this time be more vigilant so that next time you will go in for someone. You don't just, you know, before something like this will happen again. And then for the people who ridicule us, who go through this kind of thing, they haven't been through it. And so they wouldn't understand, even if you tell them, don't cut down on it or try to not, they will still say it anyway, but they should just be careful because you never know what yours is going to be.
Right, right. Clifford. Yeah. Yes, what would you tell people that decide to ridicule, laugh, point fingers, call people names just because they have children out of wedlock or are pregnant when they are not married?
Okay, thank you. You see, most people commit suicide and their reasons are not known. I think the lady made a mistake. That is the premarital sex. It's not right. But once the person finds herself in that situation, the society, the church, instead to ridicule the person, I rather advise that at least we need to support the person spiritually, emotionally, then we need to pray for the person. One thing is that we easily judge. We easily judge. This is what you've done. This is what you've done. This is what you've done. So at the end of the day, the person becomes so frustrated. If care is not taken, the person might take his or her life. So my take is that God is the only person that can judge, not the society.
Not the society. Thank you so much, Clifford. But Jackie, your take, what would you tell people that decide to just laugh? Because people do talk and you hear it and it can affect you because, you know, I'm entering into this place and everybody is going to be talking about me. You'll be staying at home. Only that can even cause depression.
Yes. I think that for society, we are supposed to, we call us as a society because we are supposed to be together, you know. And so if a brother or a sister is in trouble, we should stop the mimicking, the talking behind them, the ridiculing, the mockery. Is totally unnecessary. Today it might be me, tomorrow it might be you, and yours might be worse, you know. And so we should sit up and stand up as a society, as a church society, as a family society, even on the national level, you know, women together, men together. Let's hold our own and support each other. And for anybody who has had a child out of wedlock or is currently pregnant, what I will tell you is that it's not the end of the world. The mistake has happened. We all make mistakes. You are a human being, and so you have the right to make a mistake. Just because you are a human being, you are infallible. So don't blame yourself too much, but pick yourself up from where you are and determine that you are going to make something out of it. Remember the story of Mary and Joseph, okay? Mary got pregnant out of wedlock, and it wasn't even Joseph's. Just imagine it today. Forget about how it reads in the Bible nicely, you know, but Mary was able to carry on because Joseph was there and supported her. Okay, so please, gentlemen, I beg you, let us stop behaving like an ostrich. You put your head in the sand and then it's just like, you don't know what is happening. 20 years later, you want to claim that child. Let's, you know, stop it. If you call yourself a man, take responsibility for your actions. Nobody is saying marry her, but make sure you support and then you take care of her. And my dear women, young ladies, if you are unmarried, please try to be selfish when it comes to you and your body. Be selfish, be selfish, be selfish. Think about yourself first before any other man, as long as you are not married to them.
Yes. But Jackie, there's this question she asked. I know we can't decide for her, but I think she asked because she wants to know where she should lean towards. She wants to know, should I take it up or I should leave it to God?
Please take it up. There is nothing like leaving anything to God, because you would not even forgive yourself. You hurt more, and taking it up doesn't mean you are a bad person. It means you are rising up to the task. You are being responsible. You have a child, and as a mother, you have to protect your child. So this is the beginning of that training, you know, making sure that your child is not denied the basics. which is maintenance from the person who fathered the child.
Right.
So please, by all means, seek redress. Make sure that his church leaders are aware of the situation, you know, and then also make sure that you go to court and seek redress so that he contributes. Maybe if he is not matured enough, some of these things will actually wake him up and you actually help him as a man to grow.
Yeah.
You see, but if you leave it at that, he thinks that, oh, I've gotten away with it. And he will live like that for the rest of his life. It will affect everybody in the end. You know, he will behave the same way at work. He will behave the same way in his marriage, you know, in raising his other children, if he is lucky to be blessed, because he's pronounced himself as impotent.
Yes.
You know, so please make sure that you help him, you the woman help him by pushing him to rise up to the task of responsibility. So please, this one is not forgive and forget. There is nothing to forgive here.
Gilda, should she forgive and forget? Vengeance is of the Lord, as they say.
If there is any chance that she will take it on, like Jackie said, if there is a chance, then she should. I mean, we are in a world where law works for us now, and so she should take it on and then take what is rightfully hers. Because in the first place, she's been cheated on, and the guy is married and happily living his life. So she should take what is rightfully hers by taking him to court, and then hopefully she wins.
Oh, she will win.
It is forgive and forget or seek redress.
It's true, vengeance belongs to God, but you cannot also run away from your actions, the consequences of your actions. If this lady does not take this issue up, just like we said, guys get away with stuff. This guy will get away with it, and the lady will be there suffering all by herself. So she should take it up and make this guy pay for what he has done to her. But if the guy comes to his senses and accepts the child and wants to take care of the child, then the lady should be
changes his mind again
and make peace, right? But if he doesn't come to his senses, then the lady should just take it up for the court.
Okay, you don't believe that if the senses come, we can go again? Clifford.
To take care of the child. If the guy comes to take care of the child, then that's fine. But if not,
she should take it up. Okay, Clifford. Should she take it up, or she should say, oh, you know, I forgive you, so go?
Evie, you know something? She needs the law.
Okay.
She needs the law. Seriously. There is God. Always you keep on saying vengeance is of the Lord, and people are misbehaving. There is God up there. But we shouldn't forget He gave us the power to think and take certain decisions.
Right.
I pray that the church and the family help her fight this through financial means and spiritual means by praying for her. This case is not easy. So my take is that she needs the law.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Our time is fast spent, but I have comments if I don't read. My people will worry me. This one is from Ruth Gisa. She says he's already married. What else can you do? Just get some boys to beat him blue and black and let him nurse his wound without knowing what he's done. Report him to his church too. He didn't think about God's name and his church before doing all these, regardless of the consequences. Now people have normalized impregnating and abandoning it, moved to the next available person and doing same. After all, who cares? Akosia V says, my dear, I think you should let his pastor know because you were sanctioned whilst he was enjoying his post. You were worried, but he was happily married. My sister, let him know. A time will come, his parents will take you to Dovsu and claim your child. I work there and I know what I'm talking about. Papa nyeshi, aboneso nyeshi. Rasambisha says you can do God's work anywhere, not only in church, so never mind about that. Pray for forgiveness for fornication and stay focused and let the sleeping dog lie. After all, he's married. He also will locate you soon. Okay. Manuel Achim says it's good you've acknowledged that vengeance is of the Lord in your write-up. Trust is his goodwill, and he will fight your battles for you accordingly. Okay. Becky says, sad story. I'm happy you're a professional. Please leave them to God and focus on your work. Pray that you get the energy to work so that you can feed yourself and your child. Vengeance is of the Lord. Thomas says, sorry dear, your last word shows you are healthy enough to let it go and move on with your precious life. Do exactly that. Discuss with an elder for the sanction to be lifted and resume work for the Lord. Time will vindicate you. Okay. Why are people saying forget about them? This one is from Era Ifwa. Era Ifwa says, some of these Adventist guys should be sent to jail. When they come out, they will learn to respect women. As for the parents, I'm praying God will bless them with a daughter so that they can experience what you went through. I wish their wish for their son to be impotent will come to pass so that he won't... so that you won't have any child apart from yours. Sweetie, move on, and I'm talking from experience similar to, something similar happened to me. Move on and you will regret one day. All you need to do is get closer to God than ever, and you surely pay for it. We serve an Adventist living God. Someone said, hey, for Adventist. She's speaking from experience. Leave her alone. Leave Efua alone. Okay. Somebody said, how is that possible? Did he become impotent after impregnating you? He must take responsibility. Yes, apparently impotent after the pregnancy. This one says, I think the church stand on these issues are not supposed to embarrass people when they get pregnant whilst they are pregnant. Some even leave the church due to the way elders and pastors go about the punishment. They are not supposed to call the victim to stand in front of the church and disgrace them. Elders and pastors can call the victim and speak to them secretly and counsel the person. Okay, this one for Josephine. Let's see. Sethina says, as for this matter, the abstinence no ana ebe buao. We will be praying for the young lady Nyame Betchere. All right. So guys, as we can see, people have, for some weird reason, let it go. This is our society and Fama Nyame. We are doing Fama Nyame, and people are not learning. So I don't know. I would say take it up. I mean, you can't. Two people cannot do one thing, and then you would end up with the responsibility all by yourself. That is not fair in any book. Your child should not be suffering for the mistakes of the parents. If he has money to marry, he should have money to take care of his child. Exactly. It's just simple like that. So guys, our time is fast spent, and we have to do this. Gilda, quickly. Yeah. This is greetings from abroad. A word or two to whoever you want to greet, whether in Ghana or UK. Oh,
my regards to my family back at home. And then Richie, he got married not too long ago. I think he has a baby girl now. Also, they never told me so. Hello, Richie.
Okay, Edith.
Okay, I was waiting for this actually. With regards to my mommy and my daddy, I know they are glued to their sets and they are watching this. I miss them so much. My brother Chum, my two sisters, my brother-in-law, and my nephew, and also my family at Atlanta Ghanaian SDA Church. And to you, Evie, and the crew of Real Talk, and all my friends and family watching.
Please, Edith, we have a message for you. When are you coming home? Hey!
Very soon.
Okay, we here. Clifford, who would you want to say hi to?
Yeah, Evie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Greetings to my parents, Elder Richard, Edu, and Georgina at Obuasi. And to my co-workers at Valley View Adventist Hospital, Fechiman. And also to my beautiful wife, Loretta Edusei, and my in-laws. I say God richly bless them.
Amen.
And to my chaplain and wife.
Amen. We thank God for having good in-laws, because obviously these in-laws are horrible ones. Jackie.
Okay, so my greetings to my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Asante Mensah, and then my sisters, Miriam, Eunice, Lady Julia, my nephews, Kobe, and then Kemwell. And then also a special greetings to all staff and clients of Asante Mensah and Associates.
Right. Please, Jackie is going to give me her number. And the lady that wrote to us, I would reach out to you and see how best she can help you, because she has shown interest in helping. She even mentioned pro bono.
Yes.
I don't want to put the number out there because I know some of you will be calling her at night. Say, please, she needs to sleep. She has a busy day ahead of her already. She can't be waking up to your call. So I'll take the number and then I'll give it to the lady. If she wants to reach out, however she wants to go about it, Jackie would help her through it. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. You guys, thank you, Clifford. Even though I saw you briefly, thank you so much. Gilda, Edith, thank you so much. God bless you for your time and for your dedication. I would say thank you to my crew. I always say it takes a village to put this together, but they are always available, committed, and dedicated. God bless you so much. Thank you to my amazing audience who always tune in, watch, and leave their comments. You guys are just great. Thank you for the support. And I would say that if you want to sponsor Real Talk, you can do that. You can reach out to me, you can reach out to Hope TV, and be specific that you want to sponsor this show. If you want to come and give us drinks, we would advertise for you. If you want to sponsor my clothing, you can do that. My shoe, you can do that. Whatever you want to sponsor, you can go ahead and let us know. And enjoy the rest of the content on Hope TV. Next week, myself and Pastor Nana Kofi Nimakun, Jackie mentioned something important about finding counselors in the church, and I mean professional ones, and then they will support. We are trying to find a counseling association to help the young ones, the young adults, so that we can at least have a board or a society we can go to for support when these things come up, because we do need them. We are not talking and we are dying and we are just going into depression. We need to be healthy to be able to do the work of the Lord. So stay tuned for our next week program. He would be here and we would have a great discussion. My producer is trying to tell me something and I can't hear. Please, what did you say? I still can't hear. Okay, we would have to go. I don't know what he's saying, but I'll find it and let you guys know. See you same time next week in the studios of Hope TV Ghana. This is Real Talk, and we'll be back on your screens next week. My name is Evie. Enjoy the rest of your day.